Hello, and welcome to my time with, Ender Lilies, episode 4. I'm tired. Anyway, we backtracked a bit, and now we have some more lore pieces for you. This is gonna be 3. I'm gonna go through them really quickly, and I'll talk about them. Okay? Okay. Hooray. Priestess, you're still with us. Spirit of the Chief Guardian hurls a chain fitted with a circular blade. The Chief Guardian, once protector of the prior priestess, suffered in the rain. She wept as she came to know the pain of the priestess's sacrifice. Oh, yet another priestess. Does this spark your memory at all? See, I'm gonna grow up and be a white priestess. And I'm gonna help Mother any way I can. Sigrid keeps me company, but I'm so bored. So, you better wake up so we can play. Got it? I want to tell you something. Okay, talk to you later. The lily from those memories. That must be this poor white priestess here. You want her wish to live on? I see. Then it is fitting that we call you Lily. That way, her hopes will live on in you. Perhaps that is our lot as those who carry on. Though we have no precious memories of our own to cling to, we can pass on the hopes and dreams of those who came before. Lily's note. Sigrid told me that good things come to those who do good things themselves. I want to be your friend, poor thing. She won't be able to talk when she wakes up. All I want to do is talk to her. Right now. If only for a little while. Anyways. I wonder what her name is. I'll have to ask Mother when I see her next. She's going to be our new sister. Inherited will. Go watch One Piece. That's all I'm gonna say here. Vibrant Plume. Vibrant Plume slightly increases your height of your jump. A feather ornament Sylvia bequeathed to her doting sister, who never once wore it. Crafted by a sorcerer, it seemingly grants the ability to harness the wind. So, the first bit of lore, we have the Chief Guardian, who I'm guessing was the guardian for the priestess before Fretta. And, well, she was just probably a teacher for all the other guardians we've seen, like Sylvia and Sigrid. And, well, when the rains came, she knew exactly how the priestess felt, and that was that. And then the big bombshell of, our name isn't Lily. We don't know what her name is. We may have not even been given a name. Lily was the name of the little priestess who actually lived in the cathedral? Let's call it a cathedral. And so that's why we thought we were named Lily. And then the feathered vibrant plume from Sylvia to Sigrid. No idea why Sigrid never wore it. I have no idea there. Also wonder who gave it the ability to harness the wind. No idea there either. Anyway, we try going back to the Witch's Coven to go to the area we can't really get to. That we've seen for a while and just couldn't get to. Still, we could get to it, but then we're locked by a locked door we can see from the other side. So then it's back to the Verboten domain and just trying to find a respite further progress, or just something. It's hard, it's annoying, and I don't like it. But eventually, we flip a lever by dashing through enemies, and now we can go back to the vertical column room, where we get a bit more lore that I can't read in time, because I have poor reading skills, but at least me reading these out loud is giving me a better chance. Anyways, enjoy. Light existed before I was born to the ancients, long before we both something. I wish I could read that. Okay. Now we gotta get that lever, which by looking at the map means we have to go to the left room, all the way down, then up. Okay. And now we gotta go get the other lever, because I didn't get it in the first place before coming down here. Why? I don't know. I'm the idiot streamer here. Just don't ask me questions. Anyway, we go and do that, and then we get to go down the other elevator shaft. Hooray! The sheer amount of blight that overruns this place is beyond the pale. Hooray, a respite. Too bad it doesn't connect back to any of the other rooms. Let's say 5. Yeah, so then I assume the one off to the right there is 4. And is a respite. Maiden's Archive 1. The White Priestess cleanses the souls of the afflicted through purification by taking on the blight in their stead. White Priestesses are born with a natural resistance to the blight. Their souls are unaffected by it. Thusly, the blight cannot cause them to lose their minds or be driven mad. However, like the afflicted, the effects of the blight on the body still linger, causing the priestesses agonizing pain. If this suffering could be alleviated, the burden on the White Priestess would surely be lessened. This place does not look good. No music means a boss fight. Why, hello there. I guess that's our dragon. Muriel, the Beloved. So, White Priestesses' souls are immune to the blight, yet their bodies are not. That was basically what that note was, and if you can somehow clear the blight off the body, well, then priestesses don't have anything to worry about. Also, that boss fight ends very quickly. Oh gosh, probably saw it at full speed anyways because of the speed ramping. Anyway, we go get the other respite. Subterranean lab number 4. And find another fade note there. So, let's read. In Archives 2, the Verboten Domain, a dangerous place no doubt, corrupted by the blight, that once served as the home to the ancient sorcerers. If we can learn more about the ancient magic responsible for the blight's origins, I'm sure it will help the White Priestess. It may even lead to a world devoid of the blight affliction. One would hope. I cannot fathom the White Priestess was some sort of experiment. Some number of prayer potency, so that's it. And another locked door. No idea how to open those. So, very much implied there that the ancients did something, they fucked up somehow, and now the blight exists, and they screwed everything up. But if they can figure out what happened, they may be able to reverse it, and, well, fix everything. So, well, there's nothing more we can do here. We can't open that door, so it's back to the dragon fight. So we do the dragon fight, we win, and now you get a long piece of lore and then a very big shotgun blast of little bits of lore here and there. I'll come back when I feel like it's correct for me to come back. It's going to be a minute or two. Enjoy. Okay, we did it. Okay. Well, that wasn't too bad. Oh, do we not purify her? Oh, that's a twist. It was all too late. Muriel, my assistant, my lover, lost to the blight. You never once laid a hand on me. You have proven firsthand that through the blight may trap us in an undying shell of impunity. It will never deprive us of who we are. I've tried countless experiments to bring her back to me, but it has all been to no avail. Thanks to my constant work with the blight, the immortal knights came to being. And now even the White Priestess suffers as a result of my work. Now that I've defiled the king, surely I'll be driven from my lab. I am truly a pitiable fool without you, Muriel. And yet, I mustn't give up now. Not until your life's work is complete. Not until we save the White Priestess. Please, Muriel. One day. Let me hear your voice again. Spirit of Phaedon the Heretic. Manipulates blighted to blast enemies. While slow, this deals heavy damage and can blow enemies away at a distance. Phaedon, head of the King's Mage Brigade, became unusually obsessed with the blighted experiments after losing his beloved. He sank into depravity. Action. Unlock. ZL in front of sealed doors. The magic wielded by Phaedon can open doors, sealed by arcane means. That blighted behemoth. Though its mind was gone, I feel as if it was direly protecting something. Purify every blighted hero. Muriel's blighted letter. Please don't blame yourself. I prepared for this eventually, when I set out to study the blight. I wanted to tell you face to face, but I couldn't find the words. Please forgive me. There's so much more to do. I hope you'll continue researching in my stead. I'm sorry things ended up this way. I'm sad again. Well, down we go. Deeper. Makes me wonder what's deeper down here. Also, drink. Yep. There we go. Read. Maiden's Archives 5. My repeated experiments have produced unexpected results. I have yet to return a blighted to its former consciousness. However, I have successfully created a new blighted from a test subject that retains conscious thought and the ability to communicate. I'll have to continue monitoring their progress, but by creating a blighted that retains its humanity, have I unlocked the secret to immortality. At least the king will be pleased. I suppose I could call this substitute wrung from the White Priestess the Deathless Elixir, though there's nothing it can do for Muriel. Any trace of humanity left in her has long since dissipated. Wrung from the White Priestess. What did you do? I hope I don't have to see that animation every time, but I have a feeling I am going to. There's more here. Hold on. No idea. Down. Oh, there's even more. Read. Sylvia's Blight-Stained Note 1. The verboten domain is filled with unfathomable experience. The air is so choked with blight, I can't even breathe without a mask. I'm the only one who can protect the White Priestess of the Fount. I'm all she has left. If I drink the elixir, will it give me the strength needed to protect her? I'm useless as I am now, as I've been. I wanted to transform myself. I must, for Sigrid's sake, too. Are you hearing it gasping? Yeah, there's a weird sound down here. I'm not liking it. Charge. What the fuck is that? That's a stronger version of the other things. Yeah, it is. Huh. Drawing nearer now, I've never understood more clearly. She's out there. She's at the end of this blighted breadcrumb trail. The Abyss. Whichever respite. Greta's Memoirs 5. I want to see the sky. The majestic... Let me start that over. Greta's Memoirs 5. I want to see the sky. The magnificent blue sky. I had lost hope in ever drawing again. And yet my left hand brings hope. If I can tame it to write, maybe. Oh, to be spirited away by some kind soul. Even for just a brief respite. More hidden in here. White Priestess's earrings. Increases the maximum number of uses for healing prayer by 1. Worn by the White Priestess of the Fount, bestowed as a gift from the prior priestess. She became the White Priestess on the day of her 14th birthday. Sylvia's Blighted-Stained Note 2. Their research in the verboten domain was meant to find a cure for the White Priestess of the Fount, but instead they chose to carry out grotesque experiments on live human subjects. The White Priestess has no heir, so they dare to try to create their own. The mages who carry out these experiments, the king and chief guardian who approve them, they've all gone mad. Just what do they intend to do with all these priestesses? Will they replace the White Priestess with one of these abominations? Something else in here. Hmm. And then room. Long last. White Priestess of the Fount. Coming here was pointless. Flee. Be rid of this place. It's too late for me. The Blighted Lord. Oh, hello, art design. That looks cool. I have no idea what to do, but... Yep, attack the heart. Yeah, this is isn't even a hard fight, technically. It's just annoying. Alright, let's do this. We have the ability to unlock all the doors we've missed so far. Restoring the Aegis Curio. The Aegis Curio, crafted long ago by the ancients, holds the power to ease the suffering of the priestess who absorbed light while performing purifications. Its power has been weakened by repeated purifications by priestesses over many years. The power of an ancient spell can be used to restore this power and help the White Priestess. If you can decipher the stone tablet, I am prepared to restore the Aegis Curio. I wish I could decipher the spell myself, but alas, I have little time left. Who wrote this? What I need now is all the tablet pieces. Alright, let's see how fast I can get through this whole list I've made here. Miriam wanted to save the priestess, and that's why she was working with the Blighted. But then she got Blighted and faded and wanted to save Muriel, which didn't go very well. Then they figured out some juices from the White Priestess to save the humanity of the person when they got Blighted. Turns out that's a lie, because everybody we've found is completely mad and blighted for the most part. And, like, what juices were those? Ugh. We also found out how Sylvia was blighted. Well, she took the elixir. How long has the priestess been down here? She was 14 when she first became a priestess. How old is she now? How long did it take for her to come down here in the first place? And then also, how long were the experiments going on for? These are lore questions I do not have answers to, as far as I could tell. And then the children, I think they're just clones. I have no idea how old they are, if they're, like their physical age and their actual age. No idea. Then the Aegis Curio, why White Priestesses could do this indefinitely. And that was just lost to history, I guess. But we found it. And now, I believe I have 2 pieces of lore for you that I forgot to check. But just enjoy the video, okay? King of the First Ages, Diary 3. The battle is long, but we have emerged victorious. Our attempts to find a way for our people to coexist bore no fruit in the end. The land will be divided into 6 nations. I will rule the land of the end. The land foisted on me is said to be cold all year, and some remnants of the ancients still remain. There will be much hardship ahead, but as king, I must remain strong. Stone tablet fragment. That's 2. So Ian, So we got this land, which is said to be cold all year round. Why was it divided into 6? I assume there had to be some sort of agreement with other nations that existed on the prior continent, I would guess. Honestly, unsure. But yeah, we're just going around finding the tablets and whatever lore we can find. For this lore, yeah, I don't know why it was divided into 6. Like I said, I think it has to do with nations on the other continent. I'm not even sure if this guy's a king, because the land was forced on him. He may have just been a general, and they made him a king. Just like, oh, let's just have this guy take care of the shit land with all the blighted and all that, and everybody else got the other lands. I don't know, but as king, he must remain strong, so... yeah, I think it was just a general who got forced into all this. Anyway, on to the next tablet. Okay, so I have an order I want to do this in. Stone tablet. Writing on the wall. I was never allowed a shred of human dignity. I thought he might acknowledge my presence, my strength. No, it wasn't enough that I pulled myself up from the depths of hell to get here. He only ever had eyes for himself, and now he's trying to take everything from me once again. I won't let that happen. I'm going to take it all back. That was from Julius. 800 stagnant blight. And there's still stuff somewhere in this room still. Interesting. Well, we figured out what that big red blob thing is. It's just stagnant blight. A lot of stagnant blight. Why it's here, I'm not entirely sure. I think it probably had something to do with Julius's emotions. Anyway, Julius, he may have been planning to kill the king well before the blight came. That wasn't like any blight-induced mass badness. No, he planned that. This was premeditated before... like, he could have been sitting in the throne room when the rain came. King already dead. Or just slightly before it, after. Like, he had this plan. Anyways, to the next stone tablet and lore piece. Away! Read. Elaine's Diary 3. Our conversations were... Mandarin today, but I got to see Fretta smile. It's been hard watching her deteriorate more with each passing day. She asked me if I could help make an amulet out of her broken magic stone. That alone made today a joyous occasion. Maybe I'll bring some comfort to her after all. And the stone fragment. On to the next. That word is meandering. I'm an idiot. Anyway. So yeah, Elaine goes to see Fretta again, and like Fretta asks to have the magic stone made into an amulet, because it broke when she tried to purify the blighted lord. So, and that's probably why Elaine has the tablet. I think she knew what it was for, but just didn't know where the other ones were and couldn't get her hands on them. But maybe she would have tried during this, but then the rain came and the blight, blah 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 blah. Yeah. So then, we go off and get more tablets. There's no lore around them. I'll come back when we have lore around the tablet. That's all that was in here. This must have been a room of worship, then. That says. Alright, next. Oh. Hidden in a body with no fanfare, okay. Aura's Ring increases spirit usage. Priestess Aura kills with a barrage of blight. It's been ages since someone has been able to awaken this ring's power. Whose aura? And where's my stone tablet? Hold on, what? Great, they added another priestess into the mix. Priestess Aura, who kills with a barrage of blight. I have no idea who this is at this time, but I'll come back in a bit and explain what I think. Anyways, where's the tablet? I don't know. Let's go on a wild goose chase that we would probably have to go on anyways later. So, enjoy. I have an idea of where it is, but that idea is wrong, but it does give us lore, so, lore. Found it. Read. King of the First Ages Torn Note 1. I found a small girl in the Deadlands. She didn't speak, but fixed her gaze upon me as she clung desperately to me. I don't quite know what came over me then. Had I gone mad, wanting to bring back the child of the ancients? Was it because she resembled us? Because she was a child? Perhaps a sense of obligation? Perhaps I wanted my sins to be forgiven? King of the First Ages, Torn Note 2. Once we thought them completely wiped out, the ancients have returned from the farthest reaches of the land. They come reanimated by the blight. The children of the ancients were revered and worshipped in Land's End as white priestesses. They were the only ones who could stave off the blight. And though I knew full well the toll that purification places on their bodies, I could find no way to forestall their ultimate sacrifice. Another sin added to the pile. Atonement now seems but a bitter joke. Ah. The white priestesses are the ancients. The ancients probably just naturally evolved resistance to the blight. Also, where's my stone tablet? I'm missing one, aren't I? Yes, I am. I'm gonna have to do scouring. Great. Alright, time for the montage. What scouring means going to every blue room on the map and being like, where is it? Is it here? Where is it? That little girl was probably the first white priestess to Nymphelia. That's why her ring is also in the lake. Lorically, I don't know why it's in the lake, but anyway, we go off on our quest for the stone tablet, even though, looking back, I should have known exactly where it was. Just enjoy whatever lore we find here. I'll come in when we find it. Anyways, go. We are. Bloodstained ribbon slightly increases the amount of blight experience acquired. Steeped in blood, the red ribbon is now stained a deeper crimson after becoming blighted. The girl held on to her beloved ribbon, tainting it as well. Interesting. I don't think that relic has any story implications. I think it's just there to make you feel sad, honestly. Anyway, on to the next thing we find. Weathered Blade, I assume. Blight Weathered Blade. Yeah, Blight Weathered Blade. Increases the amount of blight experience acquired. A kitchen knife treasured by the castle chef. After the madness consumed him, the blade he used to take countless lives became weathered in blight. Huh. Okay, that's just about everything here then, minus that room, which I can't figure out. On to the next area. Another relic that's more there for gameplay reasons and whatnot. Also, that one area where we couldn't get to, it's like a parkour challenge, a platforming challenge. I can't figure it out. It's whatever it is. I looked it up. There's not anything up there that we need. It's not critical. So, on to the next, relic here. And what are you? Ricorus's ring. Increases SP gauge by 1. Ricorus the Ripper dances with spirits on the battlefield. An old relic unearthed when the ancients were destroyed. Resistant to rust. So I assume that means I can hold 2 SP things. Like that gauge on the left. Interesting, and there's still more stuff in here. Onwards. Another relic that lacks modern story implications, but it's more like lore building or questioning, I guess, for the ancients and such. Doesn't mean much to us, at least we found it. On to the next thing, which is a piece of lore this time. Read. Bloody Note 3. Day 20. The king and the knight captain said that even as immortals we would keep our minds, but I wonder if that holds any truth. My grasp on this body is fading, and yet my mind is still clear. Oh, what a fate. That basically means, to me at least, that as the blight went on in their bodies, they slowly became puppets. More... let me see if I... more... just, yeah, puppets, that's just about it. And they were lit alive during all of it. It's like, how people in comas can still hear everything sometimes. I think something like that. Next area, directly up. I think the words I was looking for there were, they were conscious the whole time. Kind of like watching a horror movie, and you know that the characters are making a horrible mistake, but you can't do anything about it. And it's just like, God fucking damn it, why are you so fucking stupid? Anyways, we move on to the next relic here. Rusted blue ornament. Increases damage dealt by attacks performed in or on a body of water. Highly specific. The first gift ever given to a girl who grew up in the Coven. Lost and washed away by the rain. The engraving on this treasured item can no longer be read. I feel like this one item was Elaine's, but I have no proof of that. It just kind of makes sense to me, but I got nothing for it. It's just an item they thought you would need, I guess. Like I said, highly specific. Let's just go on to the next relic. Hello, here you are. Cracked Familiar Stone reduces damage received from enemies. A stone once used by a witch to enhance warding spells. Though long-time use has left it cracked and faded, the stone still tinged with magic power. I think this one is either like a world-building device of how there are other stones, like the amulet stones that gives HP, that just work differently and are used for different things, or it's the same stone, just used differently. I don't really know. Anyways, next relic, please. There's a mimic here. Ruined Witch's Book. Increases aquatic movement speed. A grimoire that archives all manners of witchcraft that has been taken on a witch's power. Oh, and has taken on, which is power. The rot of the blighted eats away at it, but its power yet remains. Interesting. Witches generally seal their magic in grimoires. I don't know if it's sealed or if the grimoires just gain magical powers. I don't know how grimoires work, but I know it's a thing. Witches and stuff, and that's basically what's happened here. But the blight is eating away at it, so I assume this just gives me the idea of there's magic, and then blight as an anti-magic. Looks like the blight will eat away at the magic that's not restored, maybe? Not really sure on that one. Anyway, now we just continue going on through a bunch of the rooms, finding no lore, no relics, no nothing. And then remember the actual place we need to go to get the last stone tablet, because we actually saw this door. We're just stupid. Anyways, we go there, the subterranean lab 4, and now a bit of lore, quick fast forward section, and then I'll come back and talk about the lot of lore that gets dumped on us. Light hangs even thicker in the air here, still. Be on guard, what lies ahead is an area sealed off long ago. I said I wasn't going to put anything here, but this area, I hated this area. It's just a time trial based on your health. And it's annoying, and I hate it. I had to go through it 3 times, and at least they don't kill you once you get through it. Like, they could have still made you take damage after you get through the main gauntlet into the reward room, but they don't, which is fine. Just, I hate it. Anyways, play the clips. Journey to all maps. It's the last hidden place, not taking damage anymore. What the hell is that? Oh, I'll check that out in a second. Read. The Deathless Pact. Only high-ranking priestesses are permitted to perform the necromantic rites that entreat the souls of the dead. A warrior of the ancients must forfeit flesh and offer their soul to the priestess, in turn becoming a deathless entity. The pact is then sealed and continues down the family line through the generations until the bloodline comes to an end. The ancient warrior shall remain immortal so long as the pact continues. That is the last stone for... This is one of our warriors consumed by the blight. It's you, isn't it? We were the last ones left alive. An undying warrior's end comes upon the death of the priestess to which they are bound. And the hour of our death has come for my priestess and I. My eyes grow dim, soon only our decaying corpses will remain. Burden, Eldrin, is... The battle is lost, our homeland stripped bare. What fate awaits a people who have lost everything? Hatred is the vilest blight. Unaffected by purification, it festers, rotting one from within. Listen well, Farron, last of the undying warriors. The bond with the Deathless Pact will pass on to a new priestess. I beseech thee, carry us in your memories. Be the guardian of the last priestess of our ancient society. Ancient Soul 2. Rest in peace, my brother in arms. I lost the priestess that I was meant to protect long ago, and have been imprisoned here ever since. Then I met you, the carrier of her ancient bloodline. My first thought was to break the bonds of the pact. By my own hands, I would end it. As we traveled together, I came to a realization. I was once supposed to protect the priestess of this land long ago, and I am still meant to protect her. You are the last hope of the ancients. Together we can free the White Priestess of the Fount. I believe this to be the sole wish of the ancients. A wish and people long since consumed by the blight. Well, that's that. I assume this is just a fast track exit. Enter. Yep. Well, that explains why he's here, and why we have him with us. Well, he was also going to kill us, so 50-50, I guess. Anyways, let's go make this thing with the stone tablets. Let us see what we can do here. Restore the power to the lost amulet. Perhaps performing the ancient spell here will unfetter the protective power of the White Priestess within your amulet. I'll decipher the stone tablet that we've pieced together. Relic Luminant Aegis Curo. Protects from the pain of purification. An amulet whose form and power were restored by Phaeton's magic. The ancients crafted it long ago and dubbed it the Aegis Curo. The power it holds lessens the suffering caused by the blight during the priestess's purification ritual. With any luck, it will ease the burden as burden purification has placed on you. What was that in here? What that does for us, I'm still unsure, but let's find out, I guess. So now that we have the Aegis Hero, it's time to do the endings of the game. There's 3 of them. We're gonna go do the first one over at the Mountain Spring, the place at the very far right of the map. And I didn't know what the endings were, so I was thinking maybe it's one here with the amulet, one without, and then a different one down in the abyss with the boss fight we saw earlier. I didn't know also in here there's a bit of, in the fast forward section, there's a bit of scuff with the stream because, of course there is. Anyways, here's ending A. Let's do the one with first. This is ending A. I've been watching all along. You tried to help, just like everyone else. But this burden is not yours to bear. This blighted world is of my making. I brought it upon myself. Isn't it tragic that the sole purpose of being born is to carry the sins of those who came before? Truthfully, I wish you had been born far in the future. In a purified world, free of blight. So please, I beseech you, go and live of your own accord. The blight is being purified. Are you able to go on? The White Priestess of the Fount is not only purifying you, Lily. She is attempting to purify the blight that remains, that permeates all of Land's End. Her spirit is gone, but surely her body must remain. I can't continue past this point. A deathless pact I made with a priestess long ago chains me. Leave the rest to me. Hope you can fulfill the priestess's final wish. For my part, I failed in those very same duties. Come now, don't give me that look. Our journey was one of many hardships, and yet I found solace in your company. The pact will bring us together again, one day. Until then, live and be well. Tender lilies, the truth remains in the abyss, tragedy never ceasing. Wow, not even your credits roll. Okay. And now for a brief analysis of that ending. So, the White Priestess of the Fountain, I believe, has some sort of god complex, technically, because throughout her whole life, it's probably since she was born, she's been hearing about all the great things White Priestesses can do and such. And then she turns 14, she's actually a priestess, she can purify everything and such. There's just so much weight to put on a person that they either crumble under that weight, or they think themselves as gods holding all of it. So she thinks she has to do this all alone, and that Lily deserves to be free from the blight and to go off. She appreciates what Lily has tried to do, but even though she doesn't think Lily can do anything like everybody before, she still wants her to be free and live and be happy. And the Umbral Knight had a good time with Lily and such, but it's unclear if Lily ever comes back. It's maybe implied that could be like a sequel type thing, but I'm unsure. I don't think there's a sequel to this game. I should look that up. I don't think there is. But yeah, and the Umbral Knight has to stay, and the Priestess of the Fountain is still trying to purify all this blight. And to hopefully make a blightless future for everyone. But based on the fact that there's multiple endings to this, I feel like that's not or ever the case, really. Anyway, in the gameplay, we go for ending B, which involves going down to the abyss without the Aegis Hero. I took it off because I believe that would be ending B. There wasn't multiple endings here at the Fountain. And so, we're gonna get to that, and I'm going to skip past the credits, because it's credits. That's all I can say there. Anyways, ending B. Is that just phase 1 or is there phase 2? We've done phase 2s before. Ending B. I knew it. Purify. Stop. Come no further. Or you too will be consumed by my blight. Surely you saw many flowers on your journey here. The awful rain of death darkening the skies of Land's End. Thriving on the rain, they blossomed off my blighted body, the root of the scourge. I can feel the blight surging through my form. If only I had control over its spread, then I could stop it at the source. Perhaps a day will come when I can hold back the blight without it seeping out. Not that it matters anymore. I wish the world didn't require that you bear the burden of the blight. You're the only clone of myself left. Lily, even knowing what you do now. Do you wish to remain with the priestess of the fount? Will you bear the blight together? No. This suffering is mine to bear, and mine alone. Please don't let this be your fate. Please. Ah, now there's a credit scroll. Alright, I'll let that scroll for a bit. That's ending B. Ender Lilies. She whispers from the abyss, bound as one, we shall never be apart. Alright, time for ending C. Huh? Lighted phantom, cast forth of visions of the white priestess. A phantom of the blight since purified, or a blight yet to stain the white priestess. Curious that the blight should also... What? What the hell is this? Anyways, ending. Credits 1. What's the cost of this? 0. Oh, that's cosmetic. Alright, so with ending B here, that just kind of turns the complex on its head, I think, that I had for ending A. Because she understands now just how hard this is, I believe, and how hard it must have been for all the priestesses before her, and she doesn't want anyone else to have to do this. That's why she doesn't want Lily to do this, but Lily knows that she has to do this, and that's why she sacrificed herself like that, and why they're now bound as one. But what I think happened is when the Priestess of the Fount cured the Blighted Lord, it just took over her completely, and that's why we fight the Blighted Lord with the flower on its back and such. That's her body now. It's just taken completely over because her body just couldn't handle it, and we didn't have the Aegis Kuro to help do that. So now, fight the boss with Aegis Kuro, and move on to ending C. There is a phase 2 that I think it's the same fight, but it does have a bit of a cinematic, I think. I'll see what I do in editing, and yeah, that's it. Watch the video. Hi. Okay, this should be different, since I have the amulet. Stop. Come no further. Or you too will be consumed by my blade. Stage 2! Shit. Ah, not really. Well, that was different. Ending C. It was as if I had been in eternal slumber, unsure if I was alive or dead. The days were filled with nothing but pain. When I awoke, I lay on a black pedestal. I felt a warm touch grace me. The tiny white priestesses were holding my hands. The same priestesses who were made to take on my blight. From nearby, I could barely make out the voices of the coven members. The blight transfer rite was about to begin. The priestesses, knowing nothing of their fate, nuzzled up to me. These children would be sacrificed to keep me alive. What was it all for? The time I'd spent with them was what truly saved me. If I am to pass on a legacy to these children, let it be one of hope, not suffering. But how? How is this happening? Could one white priestess alone have such power? No, that amulet. You made it whole again. All the fragments. All the shadows of our history, the unknowable suffering. You're going to bear it all from now on? Let's see. You came all this way with everyone. Thank you. Freeing us all. For freeing me. You accomplished what I couldn't. You were never just a clone of myself. You're your own person, Lily. You've grown so much. It's time I should be going. I'll be watching over you. Always be together. And credit scroll number 2. True ending complete. Well, it is done. At long last, for each a proper burial. Lily, take heart. You are not alone. The blight may have taken them, but they are still watching over us. And I will never leave your side. Amidst a collapsed world, her words echo out. Thank you for finding your way to me. Stair loop. Allows reconciliations with one's unblighted form. Hair ornament made from a pale flower received from the White Priestess of the Fountain. After the blight immobilized her, the Priestess of the Fountain gifted these handmade ornaments as a blessing to the other priestess in her stead. And that's everything in here. I'm just messing with menus and shit here. Hold on, I'll get to the analysis in a second. And hopefully you enjoy the rest of this fast forwards, because I don't think there's any more lore we can find except maybe relics. But if there are, I'll have to remember. Anyways. So with this ending, which I'm going to call the true ending, or at least the best ending, at the very least, we learn that Greta, after purifying the original Blighted Lord, basically just passed the fuck out, blacked out. And then the King's Mage Brigade basically cloned her, and then the plan was to use those clones to purify Fretta, so that Fretta could continue living and being the White Priestess. Although, something happened. The rain came, and that just screwed everything up. And I think Lily, was a ninth one, because there were 8 in the flashback, that was supposed to be more of a backup, in case something went wrong. Well, something did go wrong. And so, yeah. And then we get the part of her talking directly to Lily, you're going to do this from now on? Well, you're your own person. Thank you for what you've done. I guess I'll be going, but I'll stay with you. And then, flash forward past the credits. There's been a proper burial for everyone. Lily's talking with the Umbral Knight, and she's free. And they're always with us, and he's always with her. So, I guess that's it. She's free to live her life. And that's how it ends. The blight, I assume, is gone. And she's still a bit blighted, but I don't think it really matters. Unless there's a sequel, which I don't think there is. There might be one in the works. I think this game is like 2 years old. I have no idea. Anyway, on the topic of the relics, like I said in the ending clip there are more relics. I did a bad job at reading them because I went from lore mode in hunting mode, just like, oh, I gotta find everything. And so there are more relics, and I'll talk about their lore implication and shit when we get to them. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. Have I told you to fucking press buttons on screen? You should do that. I don't know what else to say here. On to the relics. There it is. Still more. That's the Weathered Necklace, Immortal's Crest, Asina's Ring, Aura's Ring, Kiltis's Ring. God damn it, I just realized. I did it again, because I'm searching for shit. I'm not, actually reading these. So, how about I come back to this point and hopefully remember myself? Anyway, Blighted Appendage. A tainted extraction from a blighted subjected to various experiments, given magical properties and fashioned into a tool by a heretical sorcerer. And then Weathered Necklace. Grab some HP. A mysterious necklace found in the Blighted Lands, once worn by the ancients. It said the ancients ruled the world, wielding a long-forgotten form of magic. Hopefully now I can actually have those in the video. So you get a 2-for-1 deal on those relics there, because I'm an idiot, but I think it ties... They're both tied together, because the Blighted thing experiment in the jar, essentially, was given magic properties and fashioned into a tool, essentially. And that the ancients were able to rule the world using a long-forgotten form of magic. They probably just had control over the blight somehow, some way. Because all our enemies in this are blighted. It's not like we fight actual people. so we gain HP from blighted enemies. So I think those two are tied. I think the Ancients basically had control over the Blight. I believe the next thing here is a relic, 2? Yes, or another relic. Play it. So we have Calvia's Ring. Reduces cooldowns times. A ring of the Ancients that lay dormant deep below the earth. A set of Ancients lived underground alongside the Blight, flowing from the depths. They were called priestesses. Obtain all relics. There we go. So then the priestesses just were actually controllers of the Blight. That's why they're not affected by the Blight. Something happened that caused the Blight to not cooperate, and here we are now. Yeah, did you see why I said they basically had control over the Blight? Because they technically did. It was the priestesses. And just whatever magic or genetic line. It's like, it's still not really explained. Anyways, I believe we have 2 things of spirits, because we were going for achievements at this point. We have 2 spirits to catch, so I'll chime back in after we catch those spirits. What's this, Pokemon? Yes, it is. Anyways. Verboten Champion. Leap upwards with the Verboten Champion, shredding airborne enemies with his razor-sharp claws. Despite being blighted in battle, driven by some purpose, this former knight was able to cling to his humanity. Escaping the stockade, he headed to the Verboten Domain Quarter and entered Faden's lab. And then he was put in this box and never spoke up again. Okay. This makes me think the Blight is like a fight of wills. Like, if you have a strong enough will, you can resist it. But it will just wear you down eventually. I also think the champion here knew what was going on here, and that's why he went to Faden's lab. Just a last cry for help me before I fucking lose it. Anyway, time for the next spirit. Incompetent Sinner. The incompetent sinner will grab a hold of you and dart forward, propelling you some distance. A sinner sealed in the subterranean lab. Once a curious and bold man, he ventured into the blighted and forbidden Verboten domain. His blighted form was found sometime later, non-violent and lucid. Huh, that's, strange. Well, that's every blighted. I would assume that also means that is every last bit of lore we can get out of this place. We have all findings. Yeah. All findings, all spirits, all relics. And that's just about it. So, I'm gonna continue to play this for a while, and I'll let, Editing Me give you my opinion on this game. Take it away, Editing Me. Thanks, live streamer me. First off, let's start with the, incompetent sinner here. I don't know why he was non-violent and lucid. Maybe he just accepted, or maybe he was an ancient, so he was able to remain lucid. Like, why else would he go down there? It's like, oh, he was a fool, he was an idiot. No, maybe he knew, but he just couldn't do anything about it. And so he just became blighted, because he'd rather be blighted by the curse of his people than just die in this kingdom that hates him. Also, now for my review of this game. I give it a play it out of should I. That's how we do reviews around here. Should I play it? Yeah, you should. I liked it, I enjoyed it. Metroidvanias, I generally enjoy those. Combat, it's simple, but hard to master, I would say. Just like, I believe anybody could get through this game, even to the true ending, if just given enough time. It had a good story, which I'll talk about here in a minute. Yeah, the gameplay, the story, I loved the music and the art direction. That was really great in my opinion, I loved it. But yeah, that's my review. Play it out of 10. Play it out of should I. So, now for the story. I was told, just like findings and just general pieces, bits in there. That is just a way to do lore, of course. It's just like one of the box standard ways when you have more open world and type shit. Then, I don't I don't know if I would do it differently. I don't know. It's just like I like having the full picture. It just feels like it's easy to miss stuff. But I'm also one of the scouring types, so I will just go and look for shit. So, how I think this comes out from like a world building perspective. You initially had the ancients, and I think they created the blight. The blight was not like an innate thing. They created it, and they used it, or the priestesses made it, or something. I don't think they found it. I think they created it and brought it into the world. So then they had mastery over it and such, and blah blah blah. But they got complacent. People were blighted. They tried using it to their advantage with the blight to make the immortal soldiers, but magic and invasion came in, and the ancients were basically wiped out. But as we know, the king of the first age did find a white priestess as a child, and of course the Umbral Knight was there with her. The king couldn't see him, but he was probably there to protect her, because she was just a child. And so, he took her in for whatever reason. Probably just standard humanity, like, oh, it's a child, I must protect children. Because that's, like, hardwired into humans and shit. So then, the first white priestess, the white parish, and then just, like, they just forgot about the blight, and then it came back. And just, like, eventually, the blight just got too much, and all the knowledge from the ancients was just lost. So then when we have Fretta, the priestess of the fount, she's purifying all these people, and all the blighted, and just at the Twin Spires and stuff, and just like, just so much blight on her, and then the blighted lord comes along, she purifies him, and it just all breaks. And they're like, ah, fuck, she didn't have a kid. So then they gotta figure out a way to bring her back, or get another white priestess, because the white priestesses are of the ancient line, which was wiped out. There is no more bloodline. So they do all these horrible experiments to her, they make these weird elixirs, and then, for one reason or another, I don't know why, I don't think it was ever explained why, but the rain came. I feel like it was Fretta who actually made the rain come. Just like maybe not fully conscious or lucid interactions, and it just started raining. She was sad, and she just wanted it all to go away. Maybe a bit of revenge. So the whole place just burned to a crisp. Everything lost to the blight. And then of course come along, we free the heroes, we purify what we can, and then of course we find the tablets, the Aegis Kyo, and we go down to the abyss, save Fretta, purify everything. There's no more blight anymore, I don't think. We go off to live our own life. Probably somewhere in one of the 5 other kingdoms, because there were other kingdoms when the place was initially divided after being colonialized. Whether they had their own blight abyss areas, or whether something has gone wrong there, because this was a bad piece of land. That's what the king's note said, right? It was forced upon him. I don't even think he was a king at first, he just became a king. But because of the verboten domain, it was a bad piece of land, nobody wanted it. Here, it's yours. Make it yours. So I think in other parts of the world, unless there's blight there too, it's probably fine, and she can just live a normal life, just looking a bit weird being a sideshow. But the world is saved. Nobody else may know it, but I don't think she cares. I think she's just happy to be able to be her own person. She has the Umbral Knight with her at all times, so yeah. I think it's a good ending. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. I don't know if if there's still fast forward. I've been talking for like, what, 6 minutes? So, our next game is probably going to be Patrick, SpongeBob. That's what my friends told me to play, SpongeBob. Alfred Bikini Bottom and then Cosmic Shake. So, I don't think there's much story there, but I can just make highlights. There's no funny moments from this, because it wasn't really, I couldn't find any, really. I just gave up after a point. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the series and everything, and, well, until next time, bye-bye!